So Emma, what are you doing?
I'm making my sandwich for the Elvis trip.
Is it going to be like an Elvis themed sandwich? Bacon, fried bacon he liked.
No, but I do like a posh sandwich, and I'm not willing to pay
Posh prices.
No, and also, you know, when you make your own, obviously, you have portion control. You can have a proper bit of salad.
Do you like this? I went to a boot sale on Thursday, and I saw it lying on the floor. I said to
on the floor?
Yeah, it was on the, on his tarpaulin on the floor, and the bloke was packing up ready to go home. I said, "How much do you want for this?" He said, "Mate, take it. Do you really think I want to pack that into the car and take it home again?" I actually thought it was just a folder, but look at that. It's full of beautiful 1 to 10.
You've always been obsessed with how handsome he is.
Well, look at it.
Yeah, I mean he is, but
look at that.
You know.
If you asked AI to compute what AI thinks of the world, a real handsome man, it couldn't beat that.
I don't know, but I mean
Come on.
I accept that you think that.
Anyway, we're going to see the Elvis exhibition. One thing I've been too frightened to tell you, it's, all the trips that we go on so far have been free. This one is £30 a ticket.
What?
£30 each.
Each? I thought I thought it was 15 each.
No, well, the official price is £30 each.
God.
And I realise that I've been priced out of society. I can no longer function as a normal human being.
I don't mind if you go on your own.
No, I'm going to pay for the tickets. But the good thing is, I'll put a call through to my brother, because he's got all these apps on his phone, get half price tickets and all that rubbish. I said, "Can you see if you can get tickets for the Elvis thing?" He said, "Okay." He ran back in a couple of days later. He said, "I've got you 2 tickets." I said, "How did you manage that?" He said, "There was a competition online, and all you had to do was answer one question. What was Elvis's big hit in 1969
Hang
in the
on,
UK?
I might even know this.
1969 in the UK, top 10 hit. Come on.
No, my mind's not awake yet. Give me a clue.
In the Ghetto.
Oh.
That, by the way, had to be my dad's favourite Elvis song. In the Ghetto. That's how he used to sing it. Anyway, he got an email off this company saying, "You've won the Elvis tickets. You can either have £30 in cash or the Elvis tickets. All you have to do is press 1 for the money or 2 for the show." Come on, Emma, let's get going. So, Emma, the bird lady of Alcatraz. Are you actually an Elvis fan, or am I dragging you along here against your will again?
I can't say I'm an Elvis fan, really, because it's not really my kind of music. It's a bit, dramatic, and I found him a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. When I was a kid, all that, the dancing and the Vegas kind of years and the outfits. But I did warm to him a bit when we saw the film Elvis, when I saw his childhood and, running around with his little dungarees and no shirts on, playing and peeping through the windows in the local blues club and that. I liked that part of watching that part of his life. Once he got to all the Vegas thing, and he got exploited really by his manager, according to that film anyway. That's sort of when I knew him as a kid, because I was very young. So my mind's open, and I'm looking forward to the exhibition.
Good. Throughout the day, I'm going to be giving you quotes that famous people said about Elvis. Start with an easy one. Who said this? Before Elvis, there was nothing.
John Lennon.
Correct.
So, Johnny, what are your first memories of Elvis?
One of my first memories, obviously, was through my sister, because my sister was a massive fan. She had posters on her wall. She'd buy all the Elvis Presley monthly magazines. She even used to take me along to see some of these rubbishy films. I can remember that, reluctantly, even as a little kid. And the one thing I do remember, she even had a pet mouse called Elvis, but it was caught in the trap.
I saw that one coming.
So Emma, what about your early memories of Elvis Presley?
Well, I also remember the films on telly, black and white films. I remember them being war ones, but also sort of ones in Hawaii. I think they were in colour by then. And I remember even as a kid, and I must have been really young, thinking these are rubbish, these films. So I love good films. But I remember him dying, I think I was 7, was it 1977? It didn't mean anything to me, his death, to be honest.
I actually thought Elvis was a good actor. You know, in his early black and white ones. Plus, he was better looking than James Dean and Marlon Brando, and he could sing. He was a complete package.
But it's not all about looks, is it?
Well, I think it is.
Come on, let's get the train.
I don't think we know where we're going, do you?
Yeah, but it's nice to wander around till
I'll
we
tell you
find
what.
it. It can't be that hard to find. It's in an arch.
While we're on, I've got another quote for you. Who said, just because we shared the same birthday, I foolishly thought it meant something?
Chuck Berry.
No, do you want a clue? Big fat sausages.
David Bowie.
Correct. Emma? So Emma, what are you expecting for your 28 quid's worth stroke discount 15?
Well, I'm expecting it to be quite impressive because they charge money to get in. I've seen lots of posters on the tube for a while, and it's something like from Graceland to here, so it's probably quite impressive. I remembered something that used to annoy me a lot about Elvis, and I
Wasn't it
need to
Elvis, was it?
get it out now before I go in. No, it's his sneer, that thing he did with his lip. I really hated that. I always did. But let me try and be more positive. Yeah, very handsome, quite a nice voice. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
We finally made it. I'll tell you something, it's worth the 15 quid just to see that painting on the wall.
Lovely, yeah.
It's fantastic.
Have you seen him over on there?
Oh, yes. Do you know what Elvis's job was in the army?
No.
He had to go looking for suspicious minds. Emma, what did you think to the Elvis Presley exhibition?
Well, it was good. You know, it had a lot of exhibits, as an exhibition should have. My impressions are he was indeed a very handsome young man. The fact it brought home the fact that his really humble background in the family section. I mean, they were really, really dirt poor, and I enjoyed the music. It reminded me, I suppose, that how he'd taken that sort of gospel music, blues music, folk music, and given it rock and roll. And I also took away a bit of sadness. I thought he looked quite sad, what happened to him, because like when we watched that bit of live footage, it was Viva Las Vegas, and it was so sanitised, and you know they'd stripped him of all his magnetism, and I found that quite sad. But I enjoyed the pictures where I thought he was really him, and in the family pictures. And yeah, the music, I mean, when he was being passionate and it wasn't, he didn't seem so commercialised, I suppose. But even in some of the commercialised stuff, and he still had that, what you call animal magnetism. Yeah, he was a good singer. I think I might have been a bit harsh on him. I love Elvis. And what did you think?
Well, for a start, I'm glad I never paid 30 quid to see it. Now I'm being unfair. It was very, very, very stylised, very polished. And I can just say that I've officially lost my marbles.
What did you buy?
£13.
What is it?
On a fridge magnet bottle opener.
You don't even drink.
I don't even drink. £13, but it's a nice guitar.
It is nice.
Now, can I just say a few things that I've got in common with Elvis Presley? 3 things. Number 1, me and Elvis both named our houses almost the same. His was Graceland, my house is called Disgraceland. Number 2, at the end we both became very fat pop stars. But number 3, we both got gold telephones. None of that beats that you've got in common with Elvis. Pass me the thing. What's the one thing you've got in common with Elvis Presley?
You think that my family looks like Elvis Presley, especially my children, especially when they were younger, and even now. And I have to say, those pictures of Elvis as a boy, he looks exactly like my dad when he was a boy.
Yeah, but you've got something that Elvis has also got.
I think he's partly Native American, and I am very partly Native American as well. So
it's official in your DNA, isn't it?
Yes.
You should be more vocal about that.
Well, maybe Elvis and I are distantly related.
I think you could be. Do you know what I took from that as well? Sadly, I have to admit that I look more like Colonel Tom Parker than I do Elvis, which is very humbling. Who said this? Before Elvis, everything was black and white, and then boom, Technicolor.
Again, you're going to have to give me a clue.
He's my favourite guitar player.
Mark Knopfler.
Mark Knopfler.
Oh,
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards. Mark Knopfler's my favourite guitar.
I got one final quote, and this is pretty sad quote. You'll never guess who it's from. It's a man called Johnny Carson. Have you ever heard of him? He was like a talk show host out
I have heard of him.
In America. He said, if life was fair, Elvis would still be alive and all the Elvis impersonators would be dead. Which is nice. Which brings me to I've got one little story about an Elvis impersonator. Back in the 70s, probably 77, 78, I was playing in a band, and we had a gig in Ipswich, and we thought, should we go all the way to Ipswich, which is miles away from home? Because, they might not like us, it's a bit far, but we went anyway, and we went down fantastic. But the thing that spoiled the whole evening for me was, right down at the front of the stage, there was this bloke, his youngest lad, he was dressed up just like Elvis. He even had a cape on. He had the big sideburns. It was like he looked like he'd just been to see President Nixon. That photograph, that's exactly how he looked. And every time we'd stop playing a song, he'd stand there going, play some Elvis, man. Play some Elvis. All through the frigging set. And by the time we'd finished, I was really starting to get annoyed. Anyway, we got an encore, and I thought it'd be great if we get him up on stage and we'll do an Elvis song, because he looks the part. So I pulled him up on stage. I said, ladies and gentlemen, Elvis is going to finish this final song. So we started Jailhouse Rock, which da-dum-dum, boom-boom, da-dum-dum. And I kept looking at him and say, right, you come in there, come in. Well, he just stood there with the mic looking at me going. So I had to sing it. And he just, all the way through the song, he was just going.
As long as he enjoyed himself.
And at the end, the whole place went crazy, booing and hissing.
Really?
Yeah, at Elvis. Anyway, at the front of the stage as well that night, there was this beautiful girl that had been standing there all night. And she had a pint of beer in her hand. And she just went whoosh, threw it right in his face. So he stood there with this beer dripping off him, and all of a sudden his sideburns went boing, 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 boing. They even made that cartoon noise. They were stick-on, and they fizzled up like that. And he looked at me, and he looked at the crowd, and the crowd went really quiet. He took the mic off me, and he went, I'm never going to play for you again, boy. Jumped down off the stage, walked through the crowd that parted, straight out the door. It was fantastic. I picked the mic up, looked at the crowd and went, ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.
Very good.
Hello, is Elvis there? Oh, hello mate, how are you? Yeah, great. Hey, listen, just got back from London. We've done a little film about your exhibition. Oh yeah, it was great. Really enjoyed it, mate. Hey, can you do us a favour? Go onto YouTube, watch the film, hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Yeah? You can do that. Fantastic, mate. Alright, we'll see you. Hey, are you going to the bingo on Saturday? Yeah? I'll see you down there.